Good evening and thanks for joining us. It seems hard to imagine it could have happened again, but there is more tragic news tonight about a passenger plane. An Algerian flight disappeared from radar over North Africa shortly after takeoff. There were 116 people on board, including 5 Canadians. The plane was en route from Burkina Faso to Algeria and was presumed lost somewhere over the Sahara Desert. Late today, the wreckage was spotted. Our Eric Sorensen is following developments for us. Eric?
Donna, it's the third major airline disaster in 1 week, with a crash landing in Taiwan 1 day ago. There was the shoot down over Ukraine 1 week ago, and today the disappearance in Africa. AH5017 left Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso on its way to Algiers, Algeria. Contact was lost over Mali. It's a region where the weather can change drastically and the search area is vast. Less than an hour into the flight, the Algerian Airlines plane dropped off radar. Swiftair, which owns the aircraft, scrambled for information. The pilot apparently radioed about bad weather that was in his flight path shortly before contact was lost. With Canadians on board, Montrealers in the Algerian community watched anxiously for word on television. We confirm there were 116 people on board, said this airline spokesman. The missing include 5 Canadians, 4 apparently from one family in Quebec. One Canadian has been identified by a Quebec news organization as 35-year-old Isabelle Prévost from Sherbrooke. Her father spoke with Global News.
What have you told the children?
We told them the truth. We told them that her mother disappeared.
In a statement, Prime Minister Harper said his thoughts are with the family and friends of those on board and, quote, the Government of Canada is engaged with the relevant authorities and providing support on the ground as required.
It's an older plane, MD-83. It's certainly been around a long time. Very tough weather conditions down there.
Most of the passengers on board were from France.
Mais nous aurons à cœur d'établir toute la vérité.
We will find the truth, says French President François Hollande. Until then, all our capabilities will be mobilized to find this plane. Today's crash marks a shocking string of accidents. 1 week ago today, the Malaysian airliner was shot down over Ukraine. And yesterday in Taiwan, a Trans-Asia flight carrying 58 passengers crash-landed. Only 10 people survived. Investigators looking at stormy weather as a possible cause. Now, a third disaster in 1 week. We hear about airline crashes all the time, says this passenger on his way to Algiers today, but we take the plane anyway. Airline analysts insist a spate of crashes do not suggest air travel is dangerous. This passenger agrees.
I'm not much influenced by this because looking at statistics, I mean, everyone dies on the roads, in other transportation kinds as well at all times.
However strong the safety record, it's a remarkably tragic week. The number of dead is climbing, and let's not forget MH370. That's the Malaysian plane that disappeared in the Indian Ocean last spring, and it has never been found. The total number of dead from the 4 crashes, that totals 701, and includes 8 Canadians in what is looking like a bad year for civil aviation. Donna?
It certainly is, Eric Sorensen. Thank you. And you can find more on the number of incidents involving planes and the most frequent crash locations on our website.